This is the story of Girl from Nowhere, Season 2, Episode 1, Pregnant. Buckle up, spoilers ahead. The episode begins. A pregnant student entered the school and everyone stared at her as if they had never seen a pregnant girl before. Nanno stood behind the girl. Nanai and his friends noticed Nanno and both glanced at her. Nanno introduced herself to her new classmate. The teacher searched for an empty seat where Nanno could sit, and Nanai nudged his friend, letting her know that the seat next to him was available. The whole class burst into laughter because of this. The teacher pointed out another seat for Nanno. Nanai informed his friend that Nanno had laughed at him, indicating that he had chosen the correct path. Lukmi then introduced herself to Nanno. She noticed Nanno's gaze towards Nanai and informed her that Nanai was a contender for the upcoming class president position. She also cautioned Nanno against falling in love with Nanai because he had already impregnated several girls in their school. Nanno inquired if the school was okay with it. Lukmi revealed that Nanai was the school's favorite, and the girls he had impregnated had undergone abortions because nobody wanted to attend the school while being pregnant. After all, it's quite uncomfortable. Nanno told Lukmi that it will be fine as long as she didn't get pregnant herself. She then began to flirt with Nanai. Nanai's friends sat with Bin and Lukmi, and they started betting on how long Nanno would stay with Nanai, knowing that Nanai was the type of a person who easily get bored. Jang wagered 500 baht. The person who guessed the closest number of the days would win. Bin joined Jang and they awaited Lukmi's participation. Jang also invited the entire school to join their bet, and everyone joined in. On the first day, Nanai and Jang practiced Taekwondo, causing an excitement among everyone. Nanai approached Nanno afterwards for a drink of water. On the second day, Nanai had a photo shoot, and Nanno playfully kissed him on the cheeks. On the third day, Jang continued to invite others to join the bet. Meanwhile, the pregnant student entered a restroom cubicle and vomited. When she emerged, she noticed Nanno outside and struck up a conversation. She revealed that everyone in the school was placing bets on Nanno and Nanai, guessing how long they would stay together. Nanno asked the girl how long it took for Nanai to make a move on her. The girl apologized for getting involved in Nanno's business, expressing her desire to protect her from becoming a victim. Nanno responded that she would only be a victim if she considered herself one. Nanno and Nanai found themselves in the locker room. Nanai attempted to kiss Nanno, but she covered his mouth and asked how long they had known each other. Nanai conveyed that love was not about time and assured Nanno that he was willing to do anything for her. Nanno counted down from 10 to 1 and they passionately kissed each other. The following day, Jang noticed a love mark on Nanai's neck. Nanai informed him that it had been 3 days, 3 hours, and 33 minutes. Jang went to their classroom to divide the money in the bet. Suddenly, Nanno entered the room and inquired about their activities, surprising everyone. Nanno asked Jang about his guess. She assured them not to be embarrassed and offered to assist in assessing the bet. Nanno inquired if anyone came close to the correct answer. Jang discovered a guess that matched with Nanai's had told him. Nanno inquired about the correct answer and Jang revealed that it came from her. Nanno clapped her hands and collected all the money. She also informed them that it wasn't just Nanai who had scored but herself as well. Nanno approached Nanai and smiled at him. Later, Nanai went for his training, but Jang easily defeated him. Nanai began to feel strange about his body and expressed vomiting in the restroom. Nanno enters the bathroom and hugs Nanai. Nanai forcefully kissed Nanno and tries to do the thing. Nanno mocks Nanai for not getting hard. As a result, Nanai leaves Nanno in the restroom. Nanno chases after him and pretends as if she doesn't want to break up. She asks Nanay what she did wrong and promises to fix it. However, Nanay tells that it's not about her action, but rather how she looks at him, as if she is treating him like an object. Nanay breaks up with Nanno, creating a scene to make it seem like he doesn't want to break up. Nanay walks away and Nanno starts laughing loudly. Nanay pauses upon hearing Nanno's laugh. Nanno suggests that maybe after this experience, he will feel something different. The following day, the pregnant student girl sits next to Nanno in the school cafeteria. She confides in Nanno, expressing her fear of ending up like them. Patch tells Nanno that initially, she didn't want to take any measure, but the baby didn't come out when she took the pill. Nanno asks Patch if she feels happy or sad about it. Patch admits that it's the first time she experienced failure in her life, yet she feels grateful. In the bathroom, Jang and Nanay are taking a bath. Jang opens the curtain of Nanay's cubicle and asks for shampoo. He glances at Nanay's private area, comments on its size, and laughs at him. Meanwhile, Nanay is in the locker room with Lukme, engaging in intimate activities. When the girl runs away upon seeing Nanay's growing belly, Nanay conceals his stomach by wearing a hoodie when he joined his parents at the dining table. His father questions if he's ill, as it's unusual for Nanay to wear a jacket indoors. His mother mentioned that she cooked his favorite dish. Nanay takes a bite but ends up vomiting and leaves the dining table. The next day, Lukmi starts sharing the events of her encounter with Nanay when she abruptly stops upon Nanay's entrance into the classroom. Jang engages in a conversation with Nanay about their training, and he begins eating barbecue next to him. However, Nanay's sense of smell triggers nausea, causing him to vomit out on the window. Troubled by his condition, Nanay examines himself in the mirror and decides to seek medical advice to understand what is happening. During the checkup, the doctor raises the possibility of Nanay being transgender, as he is pregnant, an extremely rare case. Confused, Nanay questions how this could be possible since he identifies as male. The news about Nanay's pregnancy quickly spread and became the talk of the town. Nanay exits the room and Jang follows, sensing his distress. Jang urges Nanay to confide in him about what is happening, so he doesn't have to learn it from others. Nanay reveals to Jang that he is pregnant. Nanno calls him, encouraging him to smile for the camera. Unfortunately, the video spreads throughout the entire school, marking the beginning of Nanay's tragic ordeal. With each passing day, his belly grows larger. Nanay returns home and finds solace in tears. His father, frustrated by the situation, kicks him out of the house, instructing him not to return until he has resolved his problem. Nanay takes his money and rents a house, where he stays until he goes into labor. Nanay disguised himself and waited for Nanno on a specific day, hoping to receive answers about what happened to his body. Unfortunately, Nanno ignored her. He received no response from her. Walking along the road, Nanay encountered Patch and apologized for his past actions. Patch assured him that it had been a while and she moved on from it. On that same day, Patch went into labor and gave birth to a healthy baby. Meanwhile, Nanay found himself in the delivery room, experiencing childbirth. During this time, Nanno approached him and engaged in a conversation. Nanay gave birth to a baby girl. Returning home, Nanay struggled with the crying baby, but couldn't bring himself to harm her. Instead, he played with her and expressed apology. At that moment, Nanno knocked on his door, and Nanay apologized to her. The episode concluded with Nanno discovering her pictures being drawn everywhere. She went to the rooftop, where her photos were displayed along with a pink ribbon. A note in the rooftop, "See you soon." In my opinion, Pregnancy should never be taken lightly. We should never toy with someone's emotion. It is essential for boys to learn how to respect girls. We live in a new generation where mutual respect is crucial. Pregnancy carries significant responsibilities that must be fulfilled. Girls endure numerous hardships while carrying a child in their womb, which is an enormous sacrifice in itself. Nanay treated everything and every girl as a joke, impregnating them and then abandoned. It was only when Nannos made him experience the reality faced by pregnant girls that he regretted his action. But by then it was too late. Not everyone is fortunate enough to receive a second chance. If you like my recap and explanation, please leave a like and comment to support the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time.